There are 3 easy steps in creating a resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Jumpstart 2022. So this event is in coordination with Lyceum of the Philippines, Laguna. So today we'll be joined by speakers from VXI Global and Accenture. So before we start, may we invite our audience to join us for the prayer and the national anthem and the LPU Laguna hymn.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Mayang pag-ibig, pero sa silang
Welcome, everyone. So, good afternoon to our audience here on Facebook and also on YouTube, and also to those who are watching us from Zoom as organized by the Palestra Consortia office. So, if you're from LPU Laguna, you should be on Zoom. So, to officially start our session for this afternoon, may we invite Mr. Wilson A. Vito, Director for the Palestra Consortia and Industry Partnership, also the director for Center for Culture and the Arts, to give us the opening remarks. Sir Wilson, we'll put you on spotlight.
Thank you very much for the generous introduction, Shari, and to all our friends from Jobs 180. This is the second time that we are doing this career orientation virtually, and we are very grateful for this wonderful opportunity. I would also want to extend my greetings to all LPU Laguna students who joined us via Zoom, or who are joining us via Zoom, or those who are also watching via live stream through YouTube or Facebook. A pleasant afternoon, everyone. So by the time that you're already in this activity, there's a little reason to celebrate, because this means that in 2 months' time you'll be graduating, and I hope that every one of you is excited to graduate and explore what's on the other side, or what's in the professional world, and bank on your endeavors and embark on your endeavors once you go out of LPU Laguna. LPU Laguna envisions itself to be an industry-driven educational institution, and thus, partnerships like this with Jobs 180, which benefits our students, which are our primary stakeholders, are very important. To bridge the gap between academia and industry, especially during this time when job mismatch is overwhelming and omnipresent. Okay? So, from the time that you were deployed for internship, we want you to practice and be immersed in a lot of industry practices. That's one way of preparing you to what we call the professional world. After leaving the corners of the institution, or the corners of your virtual classrooms, I would say, you are now ready. You should be ready holistically to embark on a new journey. And such initiatives like this, career orientation, would help you a lot. We want to make sure that all LPU graduates are equipped with necessary skills may that be soft skills or or hard skills, to let you venture on a totally different world. Okay? So again, thank you very much, Jobs 180, for making this possible. And to our students, enjoy, have fun, and take all the learning that you'll have in this activity. We were able to give you the platform to learn different, and now it's time for you to live different. Thank you very much, and once again, magandang hapon.
Thank you for that, Sir Wilson. And thank you so much for the team po of the Palestra Consortia office for making this happen. So as usual, to our audience, please don't forget to share this video to your friends. So to the LPU Laguna crowd, attendance and evaluation will be released at the end of this webinar. And please remind everyone, your friends, your classmates, so that they don't miss out on this event today. So here's our schedule for this afternoon. So we will be discussing job applications using the resume link to be discussed by jobs180.com, interview tips and communication skills to be discussed by VXI, and motivation and productivity to be discussed by Accenture. So shout out to everyone who is here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making the time. So as we go along, we remind you that you can ask us questions. You can put it on your chat box, and then someone from the LPU Laguna office will send it to us here on our backstage. So let's go to our first speaker. So our first speaker for this afternoon is Sir Kim Chua. He is the managing director for jobsready.com. He has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. He is a trusted resource speaker, and he has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. So while Sir Kim is doing his talk, pwede na kayong maglagay ng comments ninyo or ng questions ninyo doon sa ating chat box, and so that it can be sent right to us para matanong natin kay Sir Kim after his talk. Ayan. So Sir Kim, you know the drill. The floor is yours. Please take it away.
Allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No, not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number one, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So alam niyo na ano mga information yan, hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo, gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay, wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw yung makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So sayang lang. So you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo, kayo lang may alam yan, at lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often that you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis kayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes, if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating po sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang tourism at pang HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa dalawang lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung dalawa. Kung dalawa lang talaga alam nyo, dalawa lang. Ano tong dalawang to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. Na ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan, ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede kang mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, yung mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin sa camera. Wear something, of course, wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda example yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes, a picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Di ba? O sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon, interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, panakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan, blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo atensyon, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Diba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Diba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin? Wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do you do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real-time. As in real-time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, wag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala lang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan ang kulit, saka nakakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No, maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante na ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, with this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang, huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now, we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pa mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, Let me just use job street as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use job street resume if you're applying to companies who are also using job street. If you're applying to a company who is not using job street, you cannot use your job street resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang job street resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng bigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email us, email me, here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Sir Kim. So to our audience, you are now open for questions. So kung may questions kayo, put it on the chat box and someone from the LPU team will send it to us. Okay, so while you're thinking about your questions, I have prepared a couple here for you, sir. So first question, can you apply to jobs not related or not directly related to your course? And would you qualify to the position that you're applying for?
Okay, that's a very timely question, no, sa panahon ngayon, especially in some industries that are badly affected, no, with the pandemic. So, regardless if there's a pandemic or not, to answer that question, in my opinion, the answer is yes. So you don't have to limit your job application only with the course that you've taken or only in the with the course that you've taken. The reason is because you might have other skills that you could also excel in other field. Now the question there is, do you have the passion to do it? Yan naman yung bottom line doon, no? Hindi yung wag sana mag-end up yung mga aplikante na nag-a-apply sa mga trabaho, yung lakas tira, lakas tsamba kung tawagin. Yung click lang ng click, bahala na kung sino unang tumawag, tapos yun na lang yung i-entertain ko. Or kung sino na lang yung pinakamalapit siguro sa akin na location. Or possibly, sino may pinakamalaking offer, yan na lang una kong kakagatin, 'di ba? I hope you look beyond those reasons. So find the company that would suit you in terms of your values, in terms of your direction. No? When I say direction, yung how do you see yourself, like say in the next 3 to 5 years, 'di ba? If that job will take you or will be an instrument for you to lead on to the next one, which apparently is your target goal, then yes, gawin mo yon, 'di ba? Baka for now hindi yan yung dream job mo, pero you need that as a way to build more of your skills para you can go to the next one, 'di ba? So yung second one, yun talaga yung dream job mo, o ganun. So just to answer your question, Ma'am Shari, I encourage people to explore. No, you don't limit yourself only within the course that you've taken or your specialization lang. Um, yun yung sa akin. Now, ano ba, may follow-up question kaya yata? Nakalimutan ko yung follow-up question mo.
Will they
Tama nga ba?
qualify if
Would you qualify? Okay. Depende yan kung yung skills. It really depends on the skills. Because again, I'm speaking as an HR. Some HR are very strict with the skills, no? Yung mga hard skills na kailangan. So let me use an example. If you're applying for a programmer, okay, even if you don't have naman the course for that skill, or let's say hindi yung programmer, let's say graphic design. O ayan, para mas generic tayo ng konti, no? Mas flexible. You are into that kind of skill. You know how to do graphic design, you know some apps, or marunong ka mag you know, in that way, marunong ka sa graphic design. Pero yung course mo nasa tourism ka, 'di ba? Or yung course mo nasa engineering, no? Even if it's not connected, then yes, I think you would qualify depending nga kung mag-meet mo yung standards. Pero may mga certain aspects, tingin ko, yung companies that they will really set that standard na at the bare minimum, you need to have that. If you don't have that, if you don't meet that qualification, then wag na tayo umasa, 'di ba? Talagang hindi tayo aabot doon sa certain skill na 'yon. Or you want to be a pilot, example. Ayan, extreme example ko 'yan. Wala kang flying hours, wala kang flying background. Gusto mo magpalipad ng eroplano, hindi lang paper airplane, no, yung totoong eroplano. So even if you want to aspire to be a pilot with no flying background, I don't think you will qualify. O yun yung example ko, no? Again, just to put things in perspective lang. Okay?
okay.
Ayan. So guys, kung may tanong kayo, feel free to ask those questions in. Put it in your comments dyan. Tapos isa-channel dito ni Sir Herald sa ating StreamYard.
Next question, sir. How important is your first job? Or is it
How
important?
important is the first job? Okay. Sandali. Okay. How important is your first job? I think would depend on how you see yourself in yung planning mo. No, parang the first job kasi could be a way for you to make ends meet. I'm just saying this in practical application, okay? Gusto mo nagtapos ka ng certain course, okay? And that course is not something you really wanted to pursue. And you want a different course. It just so happened that you went to doon ka na natapos ka na, nag-graduate ka na sa isang course na hindi mo talaga gusto, or maybe it's just your parents who wanted you to take that course. Hindi mo talaga gusto 'yan eh. Okay? So ano mangyayari next? You really wanted for a different course. So what will you do next? You will ask for another tuition? Maybe hindi na kayo papayagan ng parents mo. So if you want to work your way to be able to pursue that goal, you need to, at this point, make ends meet or start somewhere to save. Diba? Para makaipon ka for your own tuition, and then you pay for your own tuition, you pay for your own yourself to pursue yung gusto mo talagang maging course na. O, diba? Going back to my example, gusto mo maging graphic designer. Diba? Right now, wala kang graphic designer background. Nagtapos ka example for something else. Let's say nasa CITHM ka, halimbawa. Diba? So what do you do next? The first job you take will be very crucial because the first job could either be connected to your course or not connected to your course, or to be connected with what you wanted to do later on, diba? So, pero yung goal mo doon is mag-ipon muna. So yan yung objective mo. Diba? So again, it really depends. Now, kung yun talaga yung career path na gusto mo gawin, then the first job will be very crucial na. Kasi if you really want to be, say, a sous chef later on, no, doon sa isang restaurant, fancy restaurant, or hindi lang ganoon, talagang gusto mo magtayo ng sarili mong restaurant, you really want to explore yung skills mo, then I think the first job should be in that field. Don't waste your time. Don't go to, say, a bank. Example lang though there's nothing wrong with working in a bank. Parang point ko is, kung CITHM ka, tapos you see yourself being a chef, di ba? A master chef later on, and you have your own restaurant, wag ka na magsayang ng oras, di ba? Ngayon pa lang, doon ka na sa field na yon. Wag ka na pumunta sa bangko. Tapos later on from the bank, lumipat ka. Pumunta ka pa sa whatever industry, sa textile industry, example, or sa ibang industry pa. Di ba? So, yun lang yung mangyayari doon. You're just building more of yourself. Doon ka sa path na yon. Ayun. So, I hope I was able to answer that question, Ma'am
Okay,
Shari.
thank you for that, sir. Last question na lang po. Can you tell us about the virtual career fair happening on Thursday and
Oh,
what is it
yes.
to prepare?
Okay. First of all, mark the calendars. Okay? Mark nyo yung kalendaryo nyo on Thursday, that is August 25. In case lang, no, hindi nyo alam anong araw yung sa Thursday. It's August 25. at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Exactly how we started this, itong oras ng webinar, ganun din yung oras ng virtual career fair natin. What to expect, there'll be a lot of companies spending their time with you there because they wanted to hire you. Yan yung bottom line. Okay? So, ayaw nyo magpahiya doon sa mga companies for sure. Okay? So, we encourage you to first fix yourself. When I say fix yourself, not only with the tips that you'll be learning from the next speakers later on, no, sa ating mga in-invite ngayon ng mga speakers, but also you fix yourself in terms of your resume link, because that's the first thing that you'll be submitting to companies, and that's the first thing that they'll be looking into, no, yung document niyo, yung virtual document niyo, which is your resume link. So that's the first thing I recommend. You fix your resume link, you dress it up, make it really look professional, attractive, no, to those companies, because you'll be competing not only with other job seekers na meron ng trabaho or in between jobs, but you're also competing with your fellow classmates and batchmates, 'di ba, from LPU. So at that point, hindi mo na kayo magkakaibigan diyan, 'di ba? Magkakakompetensya muna kayo niyan. So you have to bring out the best in you. So ayusin niyo muna yung resume link niyo. Okay? Now, second item you need to do is go to your school career portal, which again, nagsuscroll siya sa link right now. Go to schools.jobs180.com/LPU Laguna. Ayan, nakita nyo, nagsuscroll, di ba? Puntahan mo yung link na yan and you will see there the invitation. Okay? All you need to do is just click on the join, the green button that says click here to join. So you click on that. And then if you don't have a resume link, you have to create one. That's the first step. Now, if you have a resume link na, then what you'll be needing to do na lang later on is to join, click the join button, and then you'll be getting the details, the reminders. Okay, so pagdating po ng Huwebes sa Thursday, nandyan na tayo, 'di ba? Ready na tayo magharap sa mga kumpanya. Okay? Now, what to expect then when you create your resume link, this is regardless if there's a job fair or not. Or baka tapos na yung virtual career fair natin na Thursday, tsaka pa lang kayo magiging ready, maghanap ng trabaho. It's okay. Once you start creating your resume link, you'll be getting a lot of job notifications. Okay? So, kagaya ng mga opportunities na nag-match sa profile nyo, you'll be getting those notifications. So, all you need to do is respond to those that you want to apply to, and then again, be professional, no, with your resume link. Ayan. So, yun
Sir, we
ang
have a question here
sagot
from
ko. Yeah.
Camille.
Okay.
May partner company. Sorry, sir, hindi ko malabas kasi forwarded lang ng ano eh.
Okay, okay.
Ayan, sorry, ang galing. May partner company po ba ang Jobs 180? Like those company na nag-encourage ng resume link na lang at hindi printed? Kasi in the digital age, yung ibang HR prefer pa rin po nila ang hard copy.
Okay, here's the good news for you, Ma'am Camille. Now, whether it is a hard copy or, of course, soft copy or digital, you can use your resume link. Remember in my talk earlier, kung na-miss out mo lang, balikan mo yung replay nito. Panoorin mo yung portion na towards the end, I was sharing an option that you can use your resume link and print it. You can click the print button inside your dashboard. Pwede ka mamili kung 1 column or 2 column version. Either way, yung ipiprint out doon is that the system will try to compress everything into one page. So yung lalabas na print out mo na one long bond or short bond paper, isa na lang siya. Na-compress sa lahat ng details mo. And that is your resume link na nakaserve as hard copy. Okay, I hope you can follow, diba? So kung gusto mo mag-apply sa mga companies na they still prefer to have a hard copy like a long bond or short bond paper, you can use your resume link. It's very flexible, diba? Now, for those companies na mas open na to accept yung resume link, then just by all means give your resume link na lang, diba? Because sa totoo lang, if you are in the HR position, you would want to have something that's more dynamic. And when I say dynamic, kunyari may kailangan ka sa aplikante, kailangan mo hingiin, ano mangyayari? Hindi na siya kailangan pabalik-balik. Ang gagawin lang niya, update na lang niya yung information na kailangan mo, 'di ba? I need your NBI clearance. What do? You just update it and then let me know, 'di ba? Pag tapos na, save your profile, alam na kagad ng HR na updated na yung information mo. Hindi na kailangan pumunta pa pabalik-balik, sayang oras, pamasahe para lang magbigay nung hard copy or hard document na 'yon. Diba? So I'm sure you get what I'm saying, Ma'am Camille. So to answer din yung first question mo, may partner company po ba ang Jobs 180 na nag-encourage ng link? I think this is a safe answer, no? All the companies who are with Jobs 180, they have been oriented now with how the resume link, how to use the resume link or how to process the resume link. And in fact, more and more companies right now are encouraging applicants as well to use resume links. For 2 reasons. One is it's more cost efficient, 'di ba? And pangalawa, hindi lang siya cost efficient eh. Yung processing side ng isang HR, mas efficient talaga. You don't have to keep those papers. And what do you do with the papers? Sige nga, isipin nyo lang. I'll let your imagination 'di ba? Run its course. Isipin mo kung ano yung mangyayari sa papel nyo, 'di ba? Yung iba diyan, tapon-tapon, yung iba diyan shred-shred, yung iba diyan ano, ginagawang scratch paper. So at the end of the day, sayang lang din yung papel, 'di ba? So doon na tayo sa digital. Yun lang. But again, just giving you two options. So yun.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. So to our audience, the link is schools.jobs.com/LPU Laguna. So you will see there the list of companies, vacancies also for fresh grads and other experienced professionals. Meron din, ayan. And lastly, you will see there the invitation for the job fair on August 25. That's Thursday at 1 p.m. So we're inviting everyone to join us on that day. Pwede na rin mag-apply on that day sa mga partner companies ni LPU Laguna and also ni jobsready.com. Thank you, Sir Kim.
Thank you, thank you. See you on Thursday, everyone. Bye-bye.
So, for our next speaker discussing interview tips and communication skills, this will be presented by Sir John Paul Pong Galang, Talent Acquisition Specialist, LEAP trainer for VXI Global. Sir Pong started his career in the BPO industry 12 years ago as a technical support or customer service representative with a US based telecommunications company. He was asked to join the training team and support new hire employees undergoing product specifics training. He was also a back end network IT support for 2 years, supporting business accounts all over Australia, and a certified Level 2 Microsoft Office 365 support, certified Tier 1 Cisco VoIP support specialist, and a motovlogger slash video content creator. Sir Pong? Hi, Sir
Hello.
Pong. Good
Hi,
afternoon. Thank you
Cherry.
for joining us. Sir,
Thank
can
you.
we test your deck for the topic?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Sir Pong, I leave you to it. So you have 20 minutes and I'll come back for the Q&A. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Sherry. Hi, Lyceum. Good afternoon, guys. I will be discussing how we would be able to proceed with regard to your application procedure, developing your communication skills, and going through the interview process. We would like to go ahead and read through the slides and go through it with me. And first is we're going to discuss what we could expect with a BPO company. So what is a BPO? So it is a business process outsourcing or BPO. It is a business practice wherein which one organization hires another company to perform a process task that the hiring organization requires for its owner's own business to operate successfully. This is a hand-in-hand procedure, guys, with our clients that are usually based in the United States. So we are the ones who would be looking for employees that would be catering to their needs, such as customer service support, chat support, representatives, and all within that line of area, right? Within the BPO industry, guys, there are a few jargons or words or terminologies that we normally use and is not really familiar to the common knowledge of everyone with um, the means of looking for the job and trying to join in with the BPO industry. So first one is HT. That's the average handling time, and it means a call center metric for the average duration of one transaction. So if you're taking phone calls, this is usually the average within the day of how long you usually take for one customer or one transaction to be completed. Next would be CSAT. That means customer satisfaction, and that is a metric that measures your short term happiness or how a customer feels about a specific service or product. Next is IVR. That's an interactive voice response. It asks customers to press the buttons on their telephone keypad to select which service they want. This is usually what happens also with Globe, with Smart, etc. Some of our local telecommunications company, they also utilize this to make the transaction smoother and for the customers to be directed to the right department. Right. Next would be queuing. A queue is a line of things. So this is what you normally make once you are trying to fall in line in a when you're at groceries, when you're trying to pay bills physically, right? And irate. Irate means angry. This is a usual occurrence when you're trying to do receive phone calls or get phone calls with customers who are really not satisfied with the service, and it's up to us as customer service representatives to be able to um, meet their needs and meet their standards as well. And spiel. That is a call center spills are scripts of lines used in openings and closing, and mostly these are used for chat support. They have certain spills that they need to use, wherein they would be able to follow through with the guidelines as well that is mandated by the company. And next is the types of calls that we would be handling. That is an inbound and outbound call. And with the inbound one, that is the customer's initiation to call a call center or a contact center. And outbound is it is initiated by our call center agents to a customer in behalf of a call center or a client itself. This usually applies to companies that are looking for prospects, such as with in line with real estate, right, and also with healthcare. So those are the types of calls that we would normally cater to. And next is the common BPO programs. Now, there are a lot of departments that BPO companies would be handling and taking care of with regard to our clients and customers. So, number one is customer service, guys. Customer service would be covering all grounds of support for a specific client or a company, right? So, this is in relation to billing, all right, customer service inquiries about their service, and also with regard to any other inquiry that they would be asking that is related to the company or to the products or the services that they would be requesting. Now, moving on with the circle, that's tech support. This is normally what our local companies do provide as well in any instances that there would be any problems with the service itself, right? Tech support for PLDT, Globe, Smart, Ditto, Sky Cable, Royal TV. Those are the supports. Something to do with the service going down or helping out our customers deal with certain difficulties that they're having. Next is money transfers. This would be a specific department with wherein it's related to PayPal, Venmo, and all other money transfer programs or applications that we would normally know about. Next would be online retail. Now, these are support programs that we also cater to, such as Amazon. That's one of the online retail stores that is supported by this industry. Also, Shopee, the local companies that we have, they also have their own local contact centers. All right, to cater again to the customers' needs, and not just customers, also the ones who sell their items on those sites. Next is insurance processing. Now, with insurance, guys, there's a lot of insurance companies out there in our market, right? Not just health insurance, not just life insurance, also real estate insurance, car insurance, and these are also supported by BPO companies, right? And this is not only limited to the US, the United States based companies. There's a lot. There's UK, there's Australia, and there's Europe, right? And that depends on where you would be exactly connected with. Next is sales support. So now these are for customers who are looking to purchase items or services that they would be interested in. So sales support caters to everything in between, from gadgets to services that they would like to purchase. Next is help desk. Help desks, guys, these are internal support systems for specific companies, right? Help desks would be the one to take care mostly of IT stuff, information technology like maintaining servers, maintaining email programs by our specific clients. Next would be financial support. Now, this is also related to banking, right? There are a lot of banks right now that has gone digital as well. So the financial support is really big, especially with Bank of America, right? That's one of our biggest clients as well. So, those are the common BPO programs that we normally or the BPO normally supports. Next is now moving on to how you'd be able to improve and develop our communication skills. Accent neutralization, guys, is always important. Why? Because number one, if there is a thick accent that we need to overcome, that's an important detail that our clients also need to take a look at as well. And Filipinos has a very neutral accent in Asia. That's a proven fact. So your accent is a combination of three main components. That's your intonation, your speech, your rise and the rise and fall of your tone of your voice. Next would be liaisons, the words you use to connect ideas and statements, and pronunciation, the spoken sounds of vowels, consonants, and combinations. Now, let's put into consideration, guys, that once you go through an interview process, these things would be listened to and will be assessed by your interviewers as well, right? With intonation, somehow Filipinos have a tendency to rise their speech, raise their speech once they end the conversation. Um, for example, I am a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and I would like to apply for your company. Right, we have a tendency of doing that. So please try and look into that part of how you speak in English, because that's also important. And very well as well, you'd need to take a look at the pronunciations. We have a certain tendency to also forget about our PNFs, right? Purchase and family, not purchase and family, right? We constantly hear that in social media, in our day-to-day lives. So always consider that, guys. And next is enriching our vocabulary. So with enriching our vocabulary, guys, there's reasons to improve our vocabulary. It improves your comprehension skills. It's important for your language development, and it helps you successfully communicate your ideas. And it helps you achieve your occupational success. Now, if you are interested in joining the BPO industry, this is a really a big thing, the a big detail of your character that we need to take a look at, because um, this career that you're looking forward to, if you're interested, is that it's mostly about your talking and communication skills. So it's always important, guys, that you are ready to improve your vocabulary, and there are a lot of ways and you can do that. All right, if you hear a word that you don't usually hear about, it's best that you research about it and you try and use those words in a day-to-day experience, right? Not every time. You'd need to consider that also in an aspect of where you could use it and how you could use it. So next is yep, as I've mentioned, ways to improve our vocabulary. Learn new words every day. Use a word immediately after you've learned it, because that's a one way to practice. Keep a thesaurus handy. Not necessarily a thesaurus. Google is a good source, right? But not all sources that would be provided by Google would be reliable. So choose your resources wisely. Now, learn root words, simple words, where it came from or where it's uh, how it's structured and how it's being used. And next would be read a well written and edited essay, magazine article, book, or news article every day. Most of the time, guys, not in our day to day lives, in our busy careers, and our college life, this is not the best option for you to do. So you have ebooks, right? We have virtual articles, we have blogs. Also, make sure to read through them and try and understand what they're trying to relay with regard to the information. And try playing board games as well. Now, Scrabble is one way of looking at it, right? There are new words that you would normally think that it's just made up, but it is a real word, right? So, idiomatic expressions is a good thing as well. These are a group of words established by usage as having a meaning not deductible deducible from those of the individual words. So, guys, examples of idiomatic expressions are it's raining cats and dogs, learn the ropes, meaning to say, try and figure out how it's done. A piece of cake, it's easy. It costs an arm and a leg, so it's really expensive. Break a leg, meaning to say, do your best. And when pigs fly, and it's meaning that it's a miracle that it would happen. Also, some common words that we normally use is don't beat around the bush, right? Meaning to say, don't over explain things and keep it simple and straightforward. So, what is Philippinism? So, the term refers to the practice of contextualizing thoughts, ideas, and life experiences in a Filipino ideal. They cause confusion when applied to conversations with native English speakers. So, there are certain things and words that we'd use um, with our own language as Filipinos that we tend to use it in English within an English format, within the English format, right? So let's try and avoid that Filippinism because it's really important as well that we try and be we sound more professional with what we're saying and how we approach things. Next is the interview process, guys. So with the interview process, there are things that you need to remember. Okay, that you need to keep your tone of voice confident, friendly, and welcoming, guys. If you are interested in a job, it's always important that you present yourself as someone who is willing and also who is really interested in what they're trying to get into. So keep your confidence, be friendly, and be welcoming to questions that would be asked of you. Next is elaborate your answers. 1 to 2 sentences would not be enough. Guys, if they'd ask you a question about a that would lead to an answer of a yes or no, please don't settle for just a yes and a no. Try and explain your input or why you said yes or why you said no to a certain question, right? And next is don't compromise the quality of your answers to lengthen your talk time. Now, this is what I've said about don't beat around the bush. As much as possible, guys, yes, you'd need to elaborate your answers, but to the point that it doesn't require you to do an essay about it, right? As if they're asking you a question about a specific detail within your life, you don't need to inform them about your entire career and how you got there and everything, right? Give them a brief overview and what is it that they're asking for and what's important to the what's really asked of the question. That is the important things that you need to provide. Now, there are three interview processes that we are doing with VXI. So that's the initial interview, the in-depth interview, and the ops verification. So with the initial interview, uh, it is the basic information that they would be asking you if you are available to work in a shifting schedule, right? 7 to 3, 7 to 4, graveyard shift, 11 to 7 or 11 to 8. Okay, so that those are the few questions that they would be asking of you, and also, what was your last occupation? Where did you graduate? And what were your recent achievements? So, with the in-depth interview, they're going to be asking you about some um, some required information about you, such as, are you vaccinated? Right? Are you okay with split rest days, split offs? Right? That means that Wednesday would be your day off, and the next day off that you would be having would be Sunday. If you're available to work on site, okay, in this current condition within the pandemic. Next is your ops validation. With the ops validation, guys, it is a somewhat similar to a final interview. And with this being said, guys, a specific interviewer from a specific program would be interviewing you for some details that you have provided previously, right? And an applicant can have several ops validation depending on the vacancies. With our sites in Manila, which is VXI Quezon City, Panorama, MOA, Makati, and Bridgetown. Those sites cater to different programs and they support a lot of our clients. So, within the specific hiring period, if a specific client would be looking for people or headcount, is what we'd call it. So, it would be several opportunities that you would be having. So you're not limited to only one job application if you are going to provide your resume. There's a lot of programs that you could be profiled with, and that would depend with the ops validator if you are fit for the profile or not. So the do's during your interview process. Number one is listen to the questions intently. Guys, it's really important that you pay attention during your interview process, right? It shows interest, right? When you make eye to eye contact and you show interest to your interviewer in the questions that they are also asking. Next is smile and sound enthusiastic. Not just sound enthusiastic, be enthusiastic that you were catered and you were also in that same room and you have a potential of getting hired also on the spot. Next is maintain adequate eye contact. I've already mentioned that earlier. It's a sign of respect, all right, to maintain eye contact rather than looking at someone else's shoes or looking in the background or the foreground. Next is bring your jacket. Guys, with the BPO industry, within our buildings, it's quite cold. There's a reason for that. It's not just for uh, us humans to be comfortable, it's also for our equipment because we're an IT based company. So we have a lot of servers, we have a lot of computers that we need to maintain as cool as possible. So bring your jackets to keep yourselves warm and comfortable. Next is keep your answers consistent. There are certain instances, guys, during your interview that they would try and twist the question. It might sound something new to you, but it is the same thought and idea. So, as much as possible, guys, be consistent with what you're saying so that it will be in line with your credibility as well. Now, the do nots. Guys, number one, do not go to an interview with an empty stomach. With an empty stomach, you'd be distracted and you cannot really focus on the things that you'd need to say and how you'd able to say it. And don't fidget nor slouch. Fidgeting, like rocking your chair, doing something with your hands, all right, or moving, rocking your foot. Guys, that's a sign of nervousness. So please try and be confident again as much as you could. Next is don't be afraid to ask for clarifications and questions as well, right? It's important that you also ask for clarifications and questions because that would show that you are really interested in what they're trying to offer you and with the job that you are trying to get signed up with. Next is don't hesitate to self correct your language errors. It's okay, guys, that you'd have some errors. What's it would be a sign that you are not perfect, but you are aware of the mistakes that you're making. It's really important. It's really a good cue that you are um, there to learn as well and there to improve. Next is don't make the interviewer dig for answers. This is related again to providing and elaborating the details to your answers. Just simple yes or no. Don't let them ask further questions like, then why do you why how come you said yes or how come you said that or this, right? Give them the explanation right away to make the conversation a little bit more smoother. Now, then there is also this question every time you get to an interview, tell me about yourself. Guess what, guys? They are not asking you if you were born in Quezon City, if you have three kids, if you would be the best agent that they could find, and what is your favorite color, or if you're single or married or in a relationship, or your hobbies would be cooking or dancing, etc. Right? It's more about um, showing them your experience pertinent to the job that you're interviewing for. Right? So, a great answer will address the following: what are your primary selling points for this job? This could be a number of years of experience in a particular industry or area of specialization that you've previously worked on, or for you guys, it would be uh, the course that that you graduated from, right? You might also highlight special training or technical skills that you have, and you should also focus on the qualifications in the job description and how you meet and exceed the requirements as well. And why are you interested in this position right now? You can wrap up your answers by indicating why you are looking for a new challenge and why you feel this role is the best next step for you. Right? Could be an improvement in your customer service skills, improvement on your language and communication skills. So, tip guys, when you're doing your interview, focus on the experiences. Okay, define what you do as it relates to the job, and think about 3 to 5 past experiences that are relevant to the job at hand, and try to quantify in terms of time, money, or people. Mention strengths and abilities. Know your strengths and abilities and prepare sharing actual experiences that you've had before where you were able to demonstrate those qualities. Leadership skills, right? That's one of those. And by expressing that you want the position and why. For example, although I like my job, at this certain stage of my career, I realized I needed to find a company where I see a long-term career path, and I think this position would be a great fit with my skills and my goals as well. So, guys, you could also visit us at jobs180.com/vxi if you're interested, and just fill out all the details necessary and wait for a call from our VXI recruitment team. So that would be the end of my discussion for today.
Thank you for that, Sir Pong. So,
Thank
to
you.
our audience, the floor is open for questions. While you're thinking about your questions, I prepared a couple here for you, sir. So,
Okay.
first question, what misconceptions would you like to clarify or clear regarding the BPO industry?
Okay. The misconceptions that I have with the BPO industry is that they think it's a mediocre job, right? And actually, guys, for me, as an example, I am a graduate of a different course. All right, I am a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, but I found my passion here in the BPO industry. So, misconception wise, this is not a dead end job. This is a an industry where you can be who you are, also, right? And it is one of the career paths that I took that it has rewarded me greatly with moving to a higher path as well, right? So now I started as a technical support representative, and I found my calling in teaching, in being a trainer. So I was not really looking forward to that, but it came to my doorstep, and it was a great thing. So aside from that, is that not all BPO industries or BPO companies offer only night shifts or night jobs. It's always shifting, guys. So it could be flexible. That would depend also with the program. So yeah, those are the common misconceptions that we always get.
Thank you for that, Sir Pong. Next
Yep.
question. Is it harder to train younger people when it comes to language training, boot camp? What do you think, sir?
Uh, it actually is easier because as we say it, it's a bigger cup to fill up, right? Compared to an adult learner which has already had a lot of experience and have their own mindset about things, right? So it's easier to mold behavior and also the language skills of first timers and fresh graduates, because they're really open to anything that would be introduced to them, and they're really curious about things. So that is a good interest as well.
Ayan, thank you for that, sir. If you're applying to a BPO, do you
Hmm.
really have to be fluent in English or can you get hired in a non-voice slash support role?
Yes, if you're starting off, you don't really have to be fluent. right? Like, because there are certain standards that we're looking for. Again, English is not our first language. Somehow it's maybe the third language. Second is the Tagalog language, right? So we're not really considering perfect English. We're not looking for um, a US accent. All right. What we're looking for is a neutral accent wherein we could be able to understand you, right? And your customers would be able to understand you. And overdoing the accent is also a minus. So keep it simple and keep it um, neutral. So that's definitely fine. And sorry, I forgot the second question.
The second question is, can you get hired in a non-voice or support role?
Definitely. If a program or a client under, let's say for under VXI or all other BPO industries would be looking for chat support, yes, definitely. There are specific programs that are interested or looking for chat support or email support, even. And yes, you could definitely get hired for that. And there will also be training programs on how you'd be able to construct sentences and scripts um, for uh, for responding to those specific customers or clients that are communicating with you through via chat or email.
Okay. Um, here's a question from our LPU crowd. Any tips for digital tests during the interview?
Okay, digital tests, guys. Are we referring to technical skills tests, or is it just a typing skills test or something? Because there's a lot of digital tests that could be conducted online, and with these steps, it's best that you practice beforehand, right? And typing skills is really a necessity within this digital age because we don't write anything anymore, right? 90% or 80% of the time we do it on computers. So that's one tip I could provide you guys is practice your typing skills. Second is if you try to apply to in any company, learn more about them, right? Do your research. And if you do your research, things would be a little smoother with regard to the things that you would be experiencing during the interview process or during the assessments that you'd be taking.
Okay. So last question na lang, sir.
Yes.
When it comes to career and
Hmm.
job hunting, do you believe in luck?
Yes, definitely. There is a, I think it's 60% hard work and 40% luck because again there are a lot of applicants who are looking for jobs right now, and it's more about um, what you could also bring into the table, right? And there are certain instances that they might get it or they might not, and that's a matter of luck as well because if they're willing to train you, hire you for that specific position, then you are qualified and they are interested in building you up, right? And that is more about luck. And also with the job availabilities that we have, there are certain criterias that we also need to take a look at, especially with the position and also with the offers that they are providing.
Okay, so thank you for sharing your story, sir. We appreciate accommodating all of our questions this afternoon.
Not a
And
problem.
behalf of LPU Laguna and of course our team over at Jobs 180, we thank you, sir, for being with us and accepting this invitation, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Look forward to having you in other sessions, sir, for other
Sure.
universities. So
Thank you
thank you
so
so
much, guys.
much.
Have a good
Have a
day.
great day. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Okay, so thank you to our speakers. But we have one last topic to discuss today. We have motivation and productivity to be discussed by Ms. Agot Reyes, recruiting specialist for Accenture. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology in 2014 at LPU Manila and received her postgraduate diploma in business administration in DLSUD in 2019. From over 6 years of being in HR, she spent most of her career in been working with universities and colleges nationwide. So here to deliver the talk on motivation and productivity, we have Miss Agot Reyes. Miss Agot, the floor is yours.
Philippines. I've been with the company for over 2 years now. But as mentioned earlier by Joyce, no, I've spent most of my time doing campus recruiting and campus partnerships. So for this morning, I'm going to talk about one of the most important recipes for success, which is motivation. So this presentation is actually an excerpt from our Skills to Succeed Academy, which is a combination of two different modules. This includes Module 4 of What Makes You Tick and Module 10 Using Your Skills to Succeed. But don't worry, I'm not going to spend an hour discussing about these two topics. I'll also share with you later on how you'd be able to access the Skills to Succeed Academy. But in case you want to explore some of the certifications or some of the trainings, specifically on being more employable, this will also help you get on that track. So first, let's discuss about staying motivated first. This is actually within the module 10 of our Skills to Succeed Academy under using your skills to succeed. Okay. So staying motivated means that, or talks about the things that help you or drive you towards your goal. It also talks about the things that help you get up in the morning, no, and also some of the things or stuff that help you go through difficult situations or tasks. And it's sometimes hard to stay motivated, specifically at this time during the pandemic, where employees are mostly working from home. And then for the students, you've been doing online classes for I think over 2 years already. And again, it's hard to stay focused and it's understandable because you don't get the same type of motivation and you don't have the same learning environment that you used to have before the pandemic where you have your classmates with you have a teacher or professor in front of you discussing about your lessons for the day. And on our end naman, no, within the workplace, it's also hard because you're working at home and you don't have your teammates with you. And it's sometimes hard to communicate online as well. But I think over time, we were able to also discover how we'd be able to do that productively and efficiently. So on the next few slides, we'll also talk about how to stay motivated, maybe at work or at school. And I know most of you are wondering as well, no, how does some people keep doing the same thing day in and day out? When you graduate in college and when you start entering a specific company, you'll encounter people who have been with the same type of job within the same company for over 8, 10 years, on some cases even 15 or 20 years. And you sometimes wonder and ask them on what are the things that were able to help them stay on their job. Kasi specifically for those people who have been on the same type of job as in same duties and responsibilities for the past 10 or 15 years. So for some people, specifically for those that they will say millennials or Gen Z and now Gen Alpha, no, the older generation will say that it's hard for this generation to stay focused and remain on the job for a long period of time. But I think it's just a different mindset because, of course, millennials din na yung generation and Gen Z as well. No? Ito na yung generation of the new technology wherein we'd like exploring things, we'd like exploring new opportunities. And I think finding the right type of motivation will also help you remain and retain on the same type of position that you're going to handle after you graduate in college. So now let's talk about motivation, which is the crucial element in setting and attaining your goals. May it be professional or personal goals, and if you're too passionate about it, maybe about your professional goals as well. But keep in mind that motivation is all about choice. There's no definite definition of what motivation is, and there's no constant answer on what your motivation should be because it's going to be different for all of us because we have different mindset about different kinds of things. It can be hard, as mentioned here, it can be hard to keep the newness and excitement of a new job going strong. And you have to continually motivate yourself as well. when you're at school, no, and you're stuck on a specific program or subject, tapos you'll have to study about it for what, for 5 months, I think, no, for one whole semester. It's going to come a time where sometimes you get bored about it because you're seeing the same type of people. You've been hearing from the same person over and over about it. No? Specifically, if that subject does not interest you. What more if you enter the employment phase already, where you'll be doing the same type of job 8 to 5 or 9 to 6 every day for 5 days a week. There's no other subject. You're just going to work on that task over and over again. And you'll have to stick for that company for a long time. Again, for some people, 5 years doing the same type of task over and over again. It's sometimes hard, specifically if that task or that work does not really interest you personally. No. And also keep in mind that motivation is not always positive. There's something called negative motivation, which is actually um, the behavior that resulted or motivated from the anticipation or fear that you're going to encounter an undesirable outcome if ever you're not going to accomplish a specific task. For example, if you're, I think it's almost the end of the school year or the semester now. So maybe some of you are going through your finals exam already. So for some students, maybe yung motivation nila to study would be, I'd like to study because I want to be included on the roster of Dean's List for this semester. No. For some people, yung motivation could be, I need to study kasi I almost failed during midterm exams and I have to kailangan to bumawi because otherwise I might fail this subject. So that's negative motivation. But regardless if it's positive or negative motivation, most of the time the result of your motivation is always positive. And keep that in mind as well. Okay? So again, on the 10th module of our Skills to Succeed Academy, under Using Your Skills to Succeed, it talks about the 5 tips for you to stay motivated. Again, this applies both for those who are currently at school or if you're already working or just finding the right career choice or job for you right now. So the first tip is start each day stress-free. Create a morning ritual to keep you focused and organized. For some people, a cup of coffee helps them be focused for the rest of the day. For some people, kailangan nila mag-workout at the start of the day to keep them energized. For some, they have to take a bath before going to your classes or going through your work. It's different for everyone. Again, there's no definite answer on what your motivation is. And then in parallel to that, of course, there's also different types of rituals for you to be focused within the day. So it's really up to you, and it's for you to also be more self-aware and identify what are the types of things that will help you be stress-free for the whole day. For tip number 2, prioritize or create a checklist that prioritizes what needs to be done. This will help you be focused. All right. I hope most of you has a note beside you, specifically when you're doing your online classes, no? Because it helps you be more organized on the way you do things day in and day out. So if you're familiar with Eisenhower's principle of urgent and important, no, for those who are having a hard time prioritizing things, you must think of priority 1 would be the things that are urgent and are important. Second would be those things that are urgent but may not be as important as the first priority. Third would be those things that are important but not actually urgent. And then let go of the things that are not urgent and not important. Because maybe it's not for you to accomplish it, right? Baka naubos lang yung time nyo doing the things that are not urgent and important. It gives you more time for you to prioritize and focus more on the things that actually matter. All right. Third tip would be recognize the journey. So it's important to keep reminding yourself why you chose your goal. So you should always have an end goal in mind, regardless of where you're at, maybe at school again or at work, because your goal keeps you focused. Without the goal, you will not be able to go on the right direction. Baka you'll be going on different directions not knowing that you're going actually opposite on the opposite way of where you wanted to be. So it's important for you to set and attain, set your goals, and of course to know the direction and the ways or milestones on how you'd be able to reach um the journey or the end goal. Tip number 4 would be reward yourself. So for some people, no, they wanted to do task after task. So meaning right after they accomplish one thing, they wanted to go through and start another task already. It may be different for other people. Some may be so workaholic that they would like to do that. But if you have time, we'd encourage for you to reward yourself after each and every task, or as necessary, of course. So I always take time to celebrate your success and again reward yourself. And again, there's nothing definite about this talk, no. You'll have different ways on how you'd want to reward yourself. For some people, you might want to go on a date with your friends after an exam or after a difficult activity. For some people, just simply going onto their online games, social media, scrolling through their, I don't know, Facebook, TikTok, or Twitter, I'm not sure. So it really depends on you, on how you get more comfortable, no, and how you want to reward yourself, as long as you do it, because of course work life balance is very important. And I believe from the previous speaker now from VXI, he also talked about some of the work-life balance activities that they're doing on their work right now. So the same type of thing, when you're at school, it's also important for you to also do work-life balance. So at Accenture, actually, we're an advocate of truly human, wherein we care about our heart, mind, body, and soul. And from those different areas, we have different initiatives and programs to help our employee be more engaged and not lose their interest on the things that they're currently doing at their job. So look for those passions, and try to explore other things as well on top of just studying for most of your times in a day, no. It helps for you to also be more energized on some of the things you really have to do after that. Lastly is maintain perspective. Remember, moments of discomfort are temporary and allow them to strengthen you. So sabi nga sa kanta, there's going to be a rainbow after the rain. So it's not always going to be a discomfort. It's not going to be difficult all the time. So it's going to be just temporary, and in time you'll also encounter, for example, on your case, no, there may be times when you're bombarded by different modules, different tasks, assignments. Tapos on top of it, quizzes, exams from your professors. It's not going to be like that all the time, right? Admit it, there are times when you're very relaxed. You don't have to do much tasks about your school or about your work. So learn from those experiences and be able to also adjust and be more agile and flexible from difficult tasks that you have been experiencing from school or from your work. All right. So now that you were able to hear about the 5 tips on staying motivated, let's now talk about what makes you tick, or the things that cause someone to behave a certain way, the feelings, opinions, concerns, and other stuff related to it. To in layman's term, it actually answers the question, what makes you excited, no? And if you're having a hard time identifying what makes you tick, maybe it helps for you to be able to be more self-aware and identify the following. So identify your interests, your strengths, motivations, and lastly, your style. Because at the end of the day, these things will be able to help you identify the right career choices, the right decisions, may it be about school or on the course, no, that you were able to take. But I think it's too late for you right now to change or shift direction at school. But if ever you'd be graduating already, tapos you'll be starting exploring careers or opportunities that may be applicable for you, I believe that these 4 areas will also help you identify that right career choice. Let's go through the first one, which is interest. And this is actually a screenshot from our, again, S2S Academy. No? which I will share with you later. For the first item, for interest, so how do I identify my interest? It answers the question, what do you enjoy? Or what are you passionate about? So on the bullets here, you'll see there, what do you like doing in your free time? Ako personally, what I like to do is watch Netflix, no? I also do some crafting. It helps me ease my mind and be more stress free during the day. So it's up to you. Baka yung interest mo would be gaming, your interest may be doing arts. So it's really up to you. And by answering the question, what do you enjoy and what are you passionate about? Let's now answer, how does this help with your career choice? So why do you like your interest? Oh, so once you were able to identify what your interest is, identify why do you like that? Is it the feeling that you get, the feeling you do the activity with, the people you do the activity with, or something else? Okay, so for example, you might like going to the movies because you like telling your friends about new films and being the go-to person for recommendations. So it's really up to you. The second item would be the strengths. So how do you identify your strengths, no? So kanina yung interest, what do you enjoy or what are you passionate about? Yung strength naman answers the question, what are you good at? Or kung saan ka magaling. So think of actual examples when you have done something and there has been a positive result, and how does it help you with your career choice? Are any of your strengths suited for particular careers? Okay. So for some people, maybe yung strength nila would be talking to people, no? Or yeah, talking to people or listening to people. For some people, maybe yung strength nila would be on arts, drawing, for architecture, mga ganyan. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's it's important for you to self-reflect and be more aware, no, of what your strengths are, because it will also help you find the right career for you, no. Who would have thought, I think around 10 years from now, online games and doing vlogs used to be does not used to be a career for most. But right now, di ba, plenty of vloggers and gamers who have been doing games and vlogs as a career. And that's because we're shifting into, again, a different generation, a different mindset, where people are trying to explore new things to also help them, no? And I think those types of people are very lucky because they were able to do or use their passion as a career, long-term career for them, specifically for those who are currently na sobrang sikat right now on social media. So I hope you also find that strength and find that specific passion, and I hope you'd be able to also apply that on your chosen career in the future. Third would be motivation. So motivations are the things that would make you happy during a normal day. So the times when you have worked hard in the past and answers the question, why? Okay. So on top of your personal motivation, I think yung motivation dito will also talk about the right company for you. No? Kasi maybe some of the people would be able to find the right career, find the right position with their passion and their strength. But yung motivation, hindi nila nakukuha within that specific company. And then, again, it's different for everyone. For some people, maybe yung motivation nila would be, I like working in this company kasi sikat kami, or we're one of the best companies within this industry. For some people, maybe yung motivation nila is, I want to work in this company because they focus on work-life balance, because they have different initiatives and programs to help me about my mental health, who make me more sporty, or does help me on some of the talents that I have, for example, singing, dancing, or some of the competitions that they have within the company. So it's really up to you. So how does this help with career choices? If certain tasks motivate you, consider careers that will allow you to do them. For example, if you're motivated by presenting in front of people, look for careers that allow you to do this. Okay? So for me personally, when I graduated in college, no, on my undergrad, again, I'm a graduate of BS Psychology. I wanted to do the clinical psychology type because I want to listen to people. However, circumstances may be different for some of the people, no? Here in the Philippines, hindi masyadong sikat yung clinical psychology, and it takes or it requires money for you to be able to go through that path. So the easiest path for psychology graduates during that time would be for you to go through HR. And I'm not very good in communicating to people. I like listening to people though. So I went into recruitment, I went into HR. I tried to do the task assigned for me to do. Then later on, again, it depends on the circumstance. But later on, you might be able to find yourself enjoying what you're asked to do. No, and I hope that would be the same for most of the people who are listening right now. For you to be able to find the right motivation for you to explore on the things that interest you, and of course the tasks that will be able to grow your strength as well. So how does these motivations help you with your career choices? So look at the way you prefer to carry out there pala. So, if you're motivated by a purpose such as helping people, then consider careers that involve this. So, if you're a marketing graduate, for example, you might want to go on a career path wherein you sell to consumers, no? Or for some people, na marketing but does not really like talking to people, baka you would like to explore yung mga back-end jobs like creating mga social media tiles or any other promotional materials for your client or for your company. So it's really up to you. Lastly, let's talk about style. So the style is your preferred way to carry on different tasks. So observing how others do tasks, ask yourself if you would do it the same way or what you would have done differently. So how does it help you with your career choices? Where would your style be most suited? No? For this example, on this slide, if you're a list maker and you want to be and you like things organized, there may be jobs or careers that are suited to this. For example, a personal assistant, party planner, or a project manager. So it may be something that is directly aligned with your field of study right now. It may be completely different because, mind you, for most of the companies right now, they don't look into the courses. Also for Accenture, that's the same, no? So if you're going to ask me what is more important for you, no, pagka-graduate nyo, ano ba kailangan yung i-prioritize pagka-graduate? Would it be if aligned sa field of study ninyo? Or would it be for you to choose a job or a career that is your that you're passionate about? If you're going to ask me, I'd answer the latter. Passion is more important than anything else. It helps you be more interested about the way you do things and the types of things that you're going to do. And even if it's aligned to your field of study, and I hope that your field of study right now is also your passion, no? I hope that's the case. But if not, try to explore new things. Your college degree should be a milestone and not a hindrance of what you're going to take on in the future. So just remember that, because for some people, they tend to be stuck on a job that they're not really interested in, and you'd be stuck there forever because it may be hard in the middle of the journey for you to change track. But of course, it's never too late naman. So if in case that happens to you, you're still very much welcome to also explore other career opportunities. So that's the four pieces that you would like to answer, that you would have to answer the question, what makes you tick, or what makes you excited. An example on the site for S2S is this one. So for someone within that platform, no, he was asked to identify the following: his strengths or his interests. Again, it answers the question, what do you enjoy or what are you passionate about? His strengths, or what is he good at? His motivation, or what drives him towards his goal? And then lastly, his style, or what is his preferred way of executing things? And remember, becoming more self-aware about what makes you tick is a huge step in the right direction to making the right choices for you. Okay, so if ever you're not yet familiar, or you're still wondering of the right career choice or the right opportunity that you would take on after you graduate, try to list down these things because maybe it will be able to help you, identify where you're good at. So, as mentioned earlier, if you'd be interested, we have different modules within our S2S Academy. So just type in s2sacademy.ph. It's going to give you different learning modules. Right now, we have 36 modules to help you be more employable. And these are completely all for free. No need for you to pay anything. No other data needed from you, just your email address. And then you can access the site already. And it's very gamified, self-paced as well. And all modules are bite-sized. So bite-sized meaning around 5 to, I think, 40 minutes yung longest. So 5 to 40 minutes, you'd be able to finish a training already. So if you'd be more interested, so you can visit accenture.com/phstudents. You'll see there all of our campus programs that you might be interested in, maybe for tech course students, business course students, or for the rest of the students who might be interested for other tracks. And if you're interested for our open positions, just visit jobs180.com/Accenture. So thank you so much. Thank you, Jobs180.
Thank you for that, Miss Agot. So, unfortunately, Miss Agot is unavailable to join us for the Q&A. That was previously recorded discussion with one of the universities a couple of events ago. Ayan. So, if ever you have questions, I'll be here to answer them. And then would also like to remind you that there is an evaluation for this event. So, this one is under the control of LPU Laguna. So please don't forget to evaluate, and we'll try to answer your questions if you have any. Yeah. So to our audience, we'd also like to remind you that the job fair will be on Thursday, August 25 at 1 p.m. So to those who are joining us, the registration is available at schools.jobsunities.com/LPU Laguna. Can we go to the next slide, please? We'll just flip to the next slide. So we will release the list of companies who will be joining us for that event. And then please don't worry, on that day, we will be there to assist you if you want to send out your applications to the companies immediately. Ayan po. So once you register, you have to complete your own Jobs180 account, and then you will also receive the Zoom link from there, and we'll also send it to you. We'll remind you a day before the event. So on the day, just go to the Zoom link and make sure that you know and you memorize your resume link, because because you will use that to apply to different companies. On that day, there will be company presentations, and their representatives will be able to process your applications or start your application on that day kapag qualified po. Ayan. So with that, are we sure that there are no more questions? Okay. So with that, we end our session for today. So we thank you everyone for lending us the time, and we hope to see you on Thursday for the job fair. So thank you everyone, and have a great afternoon. See you all.
Hello, I'm Vixie, the automated recruitment assistant of VXI Philippines. Do you want to know how to jumpstart an awesome career? Join VXI and be part of the International ICT Award 2019's Best Employer of the Year finalist, Best Company of the Year, Best Contact Center, Most Innovative Company of the Year for 2 years, Hall of Fame for Best Contact Center and BPO Company of the Year for 2017, 2018, and 2019. We are hiring account representatives for customer service, sales, and technical support. Find us in a site near you. Quezon City, Makati City, Mall of Asia, Pasay, Clark, Pampanga, and Davao City. Enjoy a competitive compensation package and industry best incentives. Apply via Facebook Messenger at VXIPH. Email us at careersph@vxi.com. Text your full name, location, and preferred interview schedule to 0917 777 5555 for Luzon and 0965 932 9745 or 0961 757 8361 for Davao. We can't wait to have you on the team soon. Apply now!
Change. It happens when you least expect it, but also when you embrace it. At Accenture, we help the world's biggest brands thrive through change. Our people combine technology and creativity, expertise and experience, learning and collaboration, passion and purpose to make a difference for our clients, their customers, our company, and our communities. Behind every great change is a great human. Bring your skills, your curiosity, and your true self to your work every day. Let's do incredible things. Let's deliver on the promise of technology and human ingenuity.